Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to round 7 of the Radical Race Series SR10 Championship. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham here. We're going to bring in a little bit in a while. We've got 11 lap sprint. We've got an 18 lap feature for these guys this evening. Don't forget, race number 2 will be a top 10 reverse. In the championships, this is the situation at the moment. Simon Edwards out in front on 182 points. Then you got Luke Crowley sitting in second on 168 with Luke Maxwell in third on 165. Paul LeMay in fourth on 146, and George Gonzaga on 142. Then we've got Seth Brown, David Rolleston, Wayne McNichols, Phil Glover, Michael LeMay, Paul Clark, Darrell Taylor, Jamie Bird, Damien G, Robert Woodward, Dennis Palmaxis, Graham Matthews, and Richard Curry, last of the runners. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. 2.76 miles, practice times of 1:23.59 put on the board by Simon Edwards. And that means that these 11 laps are not going to last long. It is going to be action all the way through. I think you're going to sit and admit this could be an absolute banger. We've got Harry in YouTube chat. Welcome in, Harry. Good job. I know how to translate your spelling. There's God evening. God evening to you as well, Harry. Thank you so much for joining us. Jim, well, welcome in first off. How are you?
God evening to you too.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. Yes, God evening. I can't even say what he spelled. Doing great, man. Excited to be here at Phillip Island, one of the beautiful Australian tracks. Love this place. Tight. It's hard to pass here, but it's a great circuit for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just going to enter in to qualify. Good. Oh my God, I can't spell tonight. It's all right, Harry. I translated it for you. We've got you, bruv. We've got you. Don't you worry about it either. It's going to be very, very interesting for some of these. We've got quite a fast turn. We jump on board with Simon Edwards now in qualifying. Then we go round turn number 2. I'll tell you what, let's stay on board with him. Might be a little bit easier to see. Through the southern loop, which is a long looping left-hander. Then we're going to come through a fast left of Stoner Corner and then down into Honda, which is one of 2 hairpin or semi-hairpins you've got here on this race circuit. I don't know if you've ever driven here, Jim. I have.
Yes, I have actually. Last week I did or week before. Yeah, I did. I'm still learning the track too. It's a tough place to get around. It's tight, and there's some elevation changes that throw you some curves.
Yep, and this would be one of them. The long Lukey Heights. Blind Apex, you can see there as well, over a Blind Crest down into MG, the right-hander hairpin. And then you've got that fast run from turn 11 through turn 12, through the long straightaway at Gardner Heights, and then down into turn 1, which is Doohan Corner. We're going to start getting times coming on the board after pace laps. You've got your popcorn, Harry. That's all you need. Popcorn in one hand and a drink in the other. Whether or not that be a soft drink or a hard drink, who knows, Harry? Who knows? Simon Edwards over the line on a 128, and say he was doing 123s in practice, so I expect this to get a little bit quicker here, Jim. I think we're going to have 11 laps, and I don't think we're going to have the field very spread apart at all.
No, probably not. Probably a second and a half, 2 seconds, something like that. And certainly at the top, they're gonna be really close up there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be, fast, thrilling, and very, very exciting indeed. But let's see how these guys get on and whether or not they're going to be able to manage it. It's good to see. We've got Paul LeMay on the field. Michael LeMay's brothers in the mix with him. Phil Glover, Paul Clark, Seth Brown, David G, David Rolleston, Jamie Bird, and Graham Matthews. Some big hitters here once again. This is Lukey Heights. It is a Blind Apex and a Blind Crest all at the same time. So you're completely blind going into MG, the right-hander. Job done for Simon, and again he's looking like he's got purples on the board over the first 2 sectors. What's he going to have for sector number 3? He runs round the final turn 12. Over the line he's going to go. How much of an improvement is that going to be on the 128s that he had?
I think it's going to be a good one.
123.860. There you go. Everybody down into the 123s. It is the outlaps that we had a look at first off. And, well, there we go. That's what we're going to get. 123. Very rapid indeed, Jim. And I think Simon at the moment is kind of looking, not a dead cert, but he's well up there.
Yeah. Well, you got Paul LeMay's right there, just exactly 124, so less than 0.2 away. Gonzaga's right there as well, at a low 124. So yeah, I think you're going to see some. Well, Simon's on another heater. Look at this. He's already purple in the first sector. He's about to improve it, it looks like.
Yeah, purple in sector 2. He is literally flying at the moment. Don't forget, guys, we've got a couple of broadcasts going out later on. We've got the main sim racing series for 125 laps of Slinger. And then you've got Nars is back with their 2025 GTDs or GT3s, whatever you want to call them, and also your GTP LMDHs all on the racetrack as well. So if you like a bit of RF2 or R Factor 2, if you don't know what that means, come and have a look a little bit later, because you will not be disappointed. I took the 9X8 out earlier on at Daytona. Oh,
whoa,
what a
Paul
gorgeous
LeMay
car that is. Paul LeMay on to pole, 123.650, flying at the moment.
Yeah, Simon improved his time, but Paul LeMay jumped him there.
Yep, absolutely he did.
Gonzaga's down to a very low 124 now, so he's creeping up right there with him.
Yeah, some good times coming in on the board. And Paul LeMay has got one of them. Luke Crowley sitting in 5th is going to be the next one over the line. He's got a green, a yellow. What's he going to have for that final sector number 3? It is going to be yellow. How much of an improvement? It is an improvement. 24.4 goes into 4th. Graham Matthews is there. Edwards again on another flyer. He's got one purple already, but what is the offset against sector number 2, Jim? And I think that's the important thing to think about, is that offset there with Simon Edwards.
Yeah, he well, I mean, you turn in a couple of purples back to back like that, and there's not a whole lot you can improve on. He just touched the grass there. I don't think that was enough for an off track though.
Yeah, Paul LeMay, 123.7, 123.6 for Paul. So Paul at the moment has got it. Paul Clark just put himself up a place into 4th. Gonzaga still holding on to 3rd. David Rolliston down in 6th. Michael LeMay now jumps up into 4th. What about Seth Brown? What's he going to do? Goes up into 8th. Jamie Bird is going to be the next one over the line. And he must improve 24.6 for Jamie Bird. And then we've got Damien G, who's just gone and improved into 6th place. What about our man, our Midfield legend, Mr. Phil Glover? What is he going to do? 123 is the target time, 125.677. So unfortunately, Phil is still down the back. Crowley stays into 5th. Graham Matthews is going to come over the line. He's going to be the next one. Through turn 12 he goes, and the run down to the line for the man in blue. I'm sure he changes his livery every single week.
That makes it difficult. He does that just to confuse you. I'm sure of it.
Lovely. I wish he didn't, but I lovely. And they go.
I do know what you mean. I did not understand that until I started doing broadcast, and I fully understand now how great it is to have somebody run the same livery over and over again.
Yep.
I was one of those guys that changed every week.
Yeah, no, I like sticking. I like finding a livery or getting one made and then having it there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
And then using the same thing for that. But Paul Clark, sitting in 3rd at the moment, goes up into 3rd place. Great job from him. Phil Glover sitting in 11th still. Not long left. Practice. Harry, who have you got? Who's going to win? Who will win, Harry? You tell me. Let's see what Harry says on race number 1 there.
So I was looking here at the times, and Jamie Bird was on a run. It looked like he was going to jump him up a little bit. And unfortunately, it looks like he had a little off-track excursion there and snapped into the pit. So I guess he's done with his qualifying for this round.
Yeah. Jamie Bird down in 9th. Unfortunately, went off the side of the circuit. Here is what Jamie did do. Oh, big snap, and around he goes, unfortunately, for Mr. Bird. But
those curbs can be tough.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to be making sure that you don't have to get on the curbs if you can help it, Jim, because we've seen them kill people before.
Especially these cars, they're very light. And they if the curbs are big, it slings them around like a big heavy GT3 car or something like that wouldn't have the same reaction. But these cars are so light.
Yeah, not a lot.
That's why they're fast, though. No, they're light and they're fast.
Definitely are. Paul LeMay sitting on pole. Gonzaga. Got a minute left. P. LeMay is setting some good times. Maybe him, but I'm not sure. Okay. Fair play.
That was sort of picking Paul LeMay, but covering his bases.
Yeah, just in case. I'm going to sit on the fence and get splinters in my bum.
That's right.
So. Gonzaga.
Damon G just had a little off-track excursion as well, it looks like.
Yeah, Phil Glover's still out on the racetrack. He's not going to get a time in.
Get him, Phil.
Time is going to finish beforehand. Simon Edwards still running. I don't think we're going to get a time out of Mr. Edwards anymore. I think could be it. He's not going to make that lap. He's got 6 seconds. We're never going to. There we go. Let's bring you up the grid for race number 1. As we're going to be flicking over into that sprint race. Well, this is going to come thick and fast. 11 laps here. So here we go. Going to be Paul LeMay in pole with Simon Edwards and Mr. Paul Clark alongside him. Then we've got George Gonzaga, Michael LeMay, Luke Crowley in 5th and 6th. Then Damien G and David Rolliston on row 4. Jamie Bird, Seth Brown rounding out row number 5. And then Phil Glover and Graham Matthews rounding out row number 6. And last of the runners there. Let's hope our very own Paul can get this car off the line and manage to hold on to this lead going down into turn number 1. That would be great to see, but we will find out from Paul. Just waiting for a few more to get onto the grid, ready to go, and then we'll be up and running. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have 11 laps, and it is going to go in about 12 to 13 minutes long. That is it. Then we've got a 2-minute warm-up, and then we've got the next one on the 18 laps, Jim.
Yeah, they don't mess around here. This is a quick lap here.
Yep.
A lot of high-speed corners, too. I like it.
Absolutely. Right. Here we go. We're just waiting for Luke Crowley and Jamie Bird. See what they do. Still, come on, Jamie. You've got this. You can do it. Hanging it out here, Mr. Bird. 30 seconds to go. Is he going to start in pit lane? Is he going to brake? What's the situation, Jamie? No, you're on the grid. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Race 1, it's green, green, green. LeMay did get off the line. Edwards made a little bit of a better start. They're going to run down into turn 1. This is where LeMay's got to be aggressive. He's got to go through turn 1. Now open it up. Open it up. Get out on the outer line, because you do not want to open that door for Simon Edwards to come in. He's got to lock up turn number 2. This is the imperative for the first number time through that corner that he holds on to it. No changes through the field. Everybody is still where he is. Now through the left-hander, you've got to hug the right-hand side. Make sure you can get that inside line for this next apex. Round he goes. Edwards is pushed out a bit. LeMay still manages to hold on, but he has made it through this time around. Now coming into Siberia. Paul LeMay still out in front here, Jim. Done a good choice for that half lap. Can he hold it for the rest of the race?
Yeah, he did have a good start, and he, like I said, he executed the perfect line there to hold Simon off. I tell you what, it's going to be quick here, and getting a good start is so critical here. It's tough to pass. There's not a lot of room. So yeah, it's at this point, it's looking good. He's looks like we've got Jamie Bird off the track again.
Yeah, Jamie Bird off the back end here. So unfortunately for him, he has gone off. Hasn't dropped too far back. Graham Matthews is in and around him at the moment. But these two going over the line for the first time. Paul LeMay out in front. He got the car off the line. He did what he had to do going down into turn one. He had to open up the steering. Gonzaga currently tucked in behind Paul Clark. Crowley, who's tucked in behind Michael LeMay, coming off a win at Daytona Road. Let's not forget. Dave Rolliston in there. Seth Brown in the brightly green and pink livery. So recognizable, but a little bit of a touch for Jamie Bird. I think this is the off track. I think we're going to have to be careful here because I don't think that's a... Get it stopped! Get it stopped! Get it stopped! Yeah, he did. And Graham Matthews checked up and allowed him to go through there.
Yeah, Graham. If Graham doesn't check up there, I think those two have contact. So, yeah, good job. Good on Graham for that.
Yeah, he did a great job there. Now let's go into what's going on up front. LeMay again. It looks like Jamie Bird has unfortunately had a crash this time. He's had a crash as Jamie Bird. What has he done? That back end's coming around here, sir. How'd you go? And Jamie Bird has gone round, unfortunately. Good evening, Mr. Buson. Don't panic, I'm here. Would have been better seeing your little nugget on the racetrack, but I'll forgive you for this evening, Mr. Buson, as you're sticking your 20 fans in your PC base unit. Edwards has got that inside line. LeMay's got the outside. Edwards broke a little bit earlier. LeMay's going side by side. He's going to hold it into one. Now can he latch onto it coming out of two? He's going to get speed down, is Paul LeMay. Open it up, let it run wide. You take a little bit of curb, but now he's got to make sure this is where he's got to even defend for his life here and try and bring in Paul Clark if he can.
Yeah, that's. I tell you what, that was a nice move. I thought LeMay was going to open it up there for him, and Simon was going to come through that inside, but he held him off. That's a couple of these turns will sling you out really wide if you if you're not careful, they'll sling you right off the track. It's a weird dynamic here.
Yeah, it definitely is.
They're almost like they're off-camber turns, like they fall away from you.
Yep. I think that's the thing. You've got to make sure he can bury it. He's going to have the inside for MG. LeMay's under pressure. You can check up a little bit, bring the others in behind him. That's what I would do. I would play cat and mouse and literally brake a little bit harder in certain places where I know I can, just to try and get him under pressure, just to try and get him pushed back there. So he's getting a little bit of hassle from the guys behind. So going into places like Honda, going into MG, just back up just a little bit. LeMay did not look like he had any speed then, Jim.
No, that was strange. Almost like he kind of just gave that up. I don't know. Maybe he didn't get a good exit off the final turn there. But of course, Simon did have a nice little draft on him too, and that's a pretty good drafting straightaway right there.
It definitely is. What's going on further down? Seth Brown, Bill Glover's there. Brown's just in front of us up the road at the moment. There he goes, Seth and Damien G running side by side, and he has just cleared Damien G. David Rolliston's next up on the Seth Brown list here. Crowley's in there. Crowley's not having a good race at the moment. Winner from race 1. Last time out, Brown still tucked in. Coming through the right hand and now Hayshed. Now up over the hill of Lukey Heights. Who's going to be able to hold on? Can Crowley keep that inside line? He does at the moment. Brown pushed it in behind though, Jim. And at the moment, Brown looks like he's doing all the pressurizing.
Yes, absolutely. That's a nice little battle, though. There's 5 cars there within just less than a second apart from each other. They're really getting after it back there, which is great for the guys in front, too, because they get to pull away a little bit.
Drive for Paul LeMay is out at 2 temps, 3 temps.
Yeah, it's not. Man.
He lost so much time. In through 1, he was a lot quicker. What's he going to do through coming through 2? Still quite quick, tucked in now. He's just got to sit in behind him. I think this is the thing. But Paul LeMay now, he's just got to follow Simon Edwards, isn't he? Try and keep with him because we've only got 6 laps and they are coming quite quick.
Yeah, I don't know that this is much of a passing zone through here either. So yeah, just got to kind of sit and ride and wait for his opportunity. But he didn't seem like he had the, I think there's a big crash back there in the back somewhere.
Gonzaga's involved in. Whoa!
Yeah.
Yowzers!
Yeah, a big crash.
So this is Gonzaga. Gonzaga goes up the inside. He runs a little bit deep. They make contact. Oh, then he comes across his nose. Oh, George. I'm not quite sure which way round that is. I'm going to stay out of it before I end up getting myself in trouble. Let's have a look at this. We're on board Paul Clark. How much track did you have to the left? Oh, quite a bit. Oh dear, here we go. Up and over we go. And on our roof there as well. Big incident there for Paul Clark. That's back
make
to
you
the
feel
pits.
like you had one too many of them hard drinks right there.
Yeah, well, as long as he's not in VR. If he is doing that, he'll be in deep trouble. I was going to tell you that much. So it wasn't as bad as the race I did earlier on, I can tell you. And literally, the guy did about 20 somersaults at Charlotte, and we went on board with him. And oh man, I nearly threw up my breakfast. We spun that many times. It was horrendous. But Paul Clark straight back to pit lane. No surprise. LeMay still closing in on Edwards. He's got to put a quali lap in. You can see LeMay behind, which is his brother Michael, has got a queue of Luke Crowley, David Rolliston, and Seth Brown closing in. Seth still doing the business here. Still can't quite get past Crowley. Crowley still can't clear Rollo. Rollo still can't clear Mr. M. LeMay. While his brother fights it out at the front, Michael's fighting to hold on for a podium. And he's got the likes of David Rolliston tucked in behind. And when you've got 4 cars coming at you, it's always difficult.
Yeah, always. But the good news is, it looks like Seth's back there chewing on Luke's tailpipe. So that's going to kind of keep them two occupied and, maybe give Rolliston a chance to run up there and play around with Michael, but so far, Mike's doing a good job of holding them off.
Yeah, there was a lot of weaving there. I think Mike had the knitting needles out. He was weaving that often. Yeah, round he goes, turn 2. I think he's going to probably finish his lap off with a scarf round his neck. Paul still going after Simon Edwards, still locked in lap 7. Into the right-hander up under. On the brakes, Paul's going to go. Nothing doing there. Michael heads towards us. Here's Rollo, Crowley, Brown, Rollo on defense. Crowley trying to get in there. Now this is where Michael's got to use this opportunity, because if Rollo's going to defend from the old torpedo, and I'm probably guessing it wasn't a good reason why Crowley got that name, I can tell you that much. Seth Brown is going to try and capitalize, and he could do with really helping this out. If these lot fight, these 3 of Rollo, Crowley and Brown, that's going to free up Michael LeMay to kind of escape a little bit.
But it seems like the opposite is almost happening now. They are all up on Michael. He succumbed to the pressure and slid off track there. Now he's dropped all the way back, and Seth's about to get him as well. Michael
there losing a little bit of concentration for a brief moment. And and does lose 2 places, but manages to hold on in front of Seth. Paul, that's how close we are. We're right in behind Simon Edwards now through turn 1, coming into the left-hander of the southern loop. He's not going to be able to make it here. Is he going to be looking down into turn 1, or maybe on lap 10, final lap?
Yeah, either, I think, it's got to be, try to draft him down the straightaway and try to pass him in turn 1 and going through that big sweeper at the end of turn 1. That's unfortunate for Michael. He was putting up a good fight there and had a good run going. But that's the whole point. That's why you put pressure on people. You don't have to try to pass them. Sometimes you can just force them into making a mistake. They start driving in their mirrors.
And they've done another one there, unfortunately, for Michael. He's gone down now to 6. That top 10 puts Jamie Bird on pole position. What's happening still with the 2 speed demons up front? Switchback, maybe. He's got to try it. He's got to try something here, Harry. I can tell you that much. Because he's got to, this is where he's got to go. This is where he's got to use all of this pace that he's got. And he's now got to decide, right, do I go now or do I go a little bit later? But this is where the draft pulls in. 2.5, 2-3, 2-2, 2-1. Now we're below a 1. Now Edwards is on the defense. He gives up that outside line. If LeMay's brave enough, he backed away from him there. What about Michael? Nothing doing there. Rollo's on defense. Crowley's trying to go alongside him. Coming into 1. He's going to try and sweep. Rollo's got to open that up and not give up that inside for 2. He doesn't. Now he forces Crowley to the outside line. Where is Brown? I'd have my nose right up his rear end. I can tell you that much, Seth. He has just got pushed offline and you weren't there to capitalise. And at the moment, it seems to be that Seth has got to make most. If Crowley attacks Rollo, Seth's got to get there. He's got to get there somewhere.
Yeah, well, Seth can sit there and potentially pass both of them if they get to fighting it out a little too hard. Make that double move like we saw. Oh, that wasn't you. I was doing another radical race. That'd be a good move for Seth right there. Just lay in there. Oh, he's going to try to get Luke right here.
Yeah, Edwards in front. LeMay in second, still closing in. We're going backwards and forwards between the 2 battles at the moment. There is Paul LeMay. There is Edwards. We're going to have 1 on to lap 10. 1 and 1 more. Edwards on the defense. LeMay's got to use this opportunity now. Can't just sit there as a rear gunner. You can't defend, Paul. You've got to send it full beans, lad. I can tell you that much. Here we go. Crowley's on the right. Brown's trying to make it free. I think Brown's gone the wrong way. If I was Rollo now, I'd be popping that car all the way to the left-hand side. Now go underneath him. Brown's got to tuck his nose underneath Crowley's rear end. You've got to force him. You didn't get your nose up there a little bit, unfortunately for Brown. Rollo's going to hold on, coming into the left-hander and down through Honda. Brown didn't quite get there, Jim. He didn't quite have his nose close enough alongside.
No, he put his car in the wrong spot, like you said, early on in that sequence there, and kind of got him out of position. And by the time he got back into position, he didn't have the space to get his nose in there anymore. He, like I said, he was on the wrong side there, and it just kind of led to a series of small mistakes that just didn't get that done there. But, here we're coming up to the last run at it, so let's see.
Final lap, Paul. Final lap, Sonner.
Oh.
What are you going to do? You're going to go and tuck him in. You backed off?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't sit in the draft a little bit before he tried something there. He just...
Yeah, but if you're going to back off, at least go for it.
Yeah, but he's definitely lost his momentum now. He's not going to catch him on this straight.
No. Not going to...
I don't know. No, he's still going to be on, they're still going to be back there sharing the same row.
Rollo. Crowley's alongside. If you get your... Yeah. Rollo.
That's a good... Oh, no!
And Crowley.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that went all wrong, didn't it?
Very quickly. Luke Crowley and David Rolliston there. Let's have a look on board the chopper. Oh, there might have been a bit of a gap, unfortunately. Got a funny feeling there may have been a gap between the two. Yeah, there was. And the old internet had something to do with that. Paul LeMay's got one more run, one more crack at the whip here. Now let's see what he gets on and whether or not he's going to be able to handle that one. Nothing doing on this one. Harry, I have seen your message. I turned it down because it was redlining on OBS, but if it's come back again and gone too quiet, I've turned it back up. Let me know if it's all right, but here we go, the final run. Paul's got to get up. Simon and Edwards exhausted, needs to be a little bit closer. I think it is going to be the man in the recognisable red, pink and purple. He's going to come all the way over the line. The line is quite far down, mind you. Simon Edwards wraps up race at number 1. Paul LeMay sitting in second place, and Seth Brown grabs a third.
He does. Well, he stayed out of all that mess back there.
I wonder what it would have been like from Seth's point of view. Gonzaga comes over the line, is down in 6th. Phil Glover manages to grab 7th. Bird in 8th place. Matthews 9th. He's going to be on the front row with Crowley, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, Crowley's.
Oh, the irony.
Right. Crowley, man, that mistake didn't, that accident, I don't know if it was necessarily a mistake on his part.
Yeah, Simon Edwards out in front. Paul LeMay was in second, and Seth Brown third. Then you got Michael LeMay grabbed himself a 4th. Great job from him. Damien G 5th. Gonzaga George there in 6th. Phil Glover 7th. Then Jamie Bird, Graham Matthews, David Rolliston, Luke Crowley, and Paul Clark. So Crowley and Clark are actually going to miss out, and it's going to be the good old Mr. Rollo on the start line. There we go. That's better now. Thank you, Harry, for that, mate. As I say, I turned it down because it was like flashing red at me, which is never good when you see red lights coming at you there, dear sir. But much appreciated for telling me on that one. I hope it is all better for you. And no dramas there once more. So we're going to have race number 2 is going to be coming up in a very short while. Not a bad opening race there, Jim. Lots of action.
No, it was that was actually pretty exciting. I mean, we had a battle up front. Simon did a fantastic job, and I think Paul chose not to push the issue too much there. But and we certainly had a nice 4 or 5 car battle back there that ended with some drama and excitement. So yeah, all around good race.
Drama and excitement. I love that one.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Like an episode of Friends, all in one go. So there we go for these boys. But let's see, we've got just waiting for the warm-up. Hope you've all topped your drinks up, you grabbed your popcorn and you're ready to go. I know Harry sat there with his popcorn. Mike Bousson sat there with his fans a whirling, all 15 of them, or how many he's got in his new fancy fandangled case that he bought for his new PC. And he's got more fans than a fan shop, to be blatantly honest. I don't know if anybody's seen it. If you've not in the Radical Race Series Discord, you can have a look. Because I can tell you one thing, it looks very, very interesting indeed. Looks like if you turn them all on at the same time, Jim, it looks like it will take off all on its own.
Yeah, I did actually. I saw those posted. I haven't really given them a good look yet, though. I need to go back in there and check those out.
It's got fans everywhere. It's just go to the hardware section and then you scroll up and there's a picture and it's just Fan City. I don't know if he lives in a volcano or something, to be honest with you. Right, let's bring you out the grid for race number 2. David Rollo is on pole position with Graham Matthews second, and Jamie Bird, Phil Glover, George Gonzaga, Damien G, Michael LeMay in 7th, then Seth Brown in there, then Paul LeMay, Simon Edwards, Luke Crowley, and Paul Clark, the last of the runners. Let's pick up on the man himself out in front, Mr. David Rolliston at the moment. And, Rolliston and Matthews, both not the quickest, but Rollo probably could stay further ahead than Matthews might be able to.
Yeah, I think, So based on what we've seen in the past, Rolliston has the pace to run up in the front with those guys for sure. But it's just a tough track, man. We got some fast guys at the back, but it's not super easy to pass here.
Yeah, lights are on. Here we go, race number 2. Green. Matthews, you gotta go. Rolliston's gonna go as well. There we go. You can see Rollo heading down into turn one in the lead. Matthews out on that outside line. We've got Glover underneath him. Bird in there. Gonzaga, G, Brown, and Paul LeMay, and Simon Edwards. Michael's making a little bit of a nuisance with himself over Simon Edwards as well. But David Rolliston got off the line, takes the whole shot currently at the moment, Jim, and is out in front.
Yeah, about as we expected. Michael LeMay there, that messed him up pretty good. He's lost 4 spots already.
Yep.
Was that Phil going off track there?
Yeah, Phil Glover just got it all wrong and lost bucket loads of places. Unfortunately for Phil, coming down. Oh, there was a hit from Jamie Bird.
He got a little help there.
Little love tap from Mr. Bird. Rollo making the most of it, though. He's escaping down the line. Matthews is run off as well. He's still sitting in second. Fair play to Graham Matthews. Give it a go, son. Go on, have it. See how far you get. You never really can tell here, Jim, because he could end up taking a podium.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As tough as this place is to pass, and those guys back there battling it out, anything could happen. And we've seen it. Heck, last week, I believe, Phil Clark hung on to a podium spot for the majority of that race. It's certainly possible, especially at a tight track like this.
Oh, we're going to go 3 wide.
3 wide, yes.
Oh, Gonzaga. Come on, Graham. Hold the inside line. Hold the inside line. Get the car stopped. Good job. No.
Oh, no.
Go on. Oh, Brown's making the most of it.
He saved it. I thought for sure he was going to lose it right there.
He did save it. Matthews.
Yeah, here comes Paul.
Yeah, Matthews holding. Whoa, there goes Gonzaga.
Oh, my goodness. No, there's several people off track there. Oh, I saw looks like Paul's hood came completely off.
Gonzaga goes
as you would say,
through the old. So he goes in.
He missed his brakes. I don't think he did that intentionally.
Michael's bonnet is up. Brown's off. Crowley's there. There's a lot of drama going on here.
A lot. And I tell you who the benefactor was of all of that was Simon Edwards. He's up 7 spots into third now.
So that all goes on. Seth Brown, Michael just and then it goes pop.
Yep.
And Phil's still in there. Wow.
Yep.
Well, Simon Edwards making the most of that one. He was the main beneficiary almost.
Yeah, definitely.
Great job from Simon. Sitting in third at the moment, chasing down Mr. Bird. We got Matthews and Crowley. They're fighting it out. Matthews has got Phil in front of him. Them two having a nice little battle. And then we got Gonzaga, who's got Crowley coming at him. And Seth Brown a little bit further back. Michael LeMay been in pit lane. Paul also in pit lane. The two brothers are in pit lane, Jim.
Yeah, well, that was that messed everybody up right there. That was a big game changer right there. And I just happened to overhear something on one of the team radios I'm listening in, eavesdropping on, and apparently Luke Crowley has got the wrong rear end gear ratio in the car, so he's not going to have the speed. That's why he was a little off pace in the last race as well. So that's a mess for him. But yeah, the LeMay brothers, man, what a bad deal that turned out to be. I thought Paul got out of there without a lot of damage, but I guess not.
He's in and out. Fast repair down 1.8 seconds. Paul and Michael. There's Paul. Michael's a little bit further up the road. Matthews is still under the pressure. He's got the flying Portuguese man of war locked in behind him. Here he goes. Don't take no prisoners. And through he goes, Mr. Gonzaga himself. Now he's got Phil Glover to chase down. What a collision, Harry. It was quite spectacular, I've got to be honest. As these guys continue to fight. Matthews is continually making mistakes, and off he goes.
That's the same spot that Harry was just talking about. He made a good save out a few laps ago. That's the same exact corner.
Yeah.
He runs wide there a couple times. Portuguese man of war. Every time you say that, I love it. That's like the best nickname ever.
Hey, Name fits. Name fits.
I love it.
Edwards here. We've now got onto the back of Bird. Bird's got onto the back of Rollo. And now Rollo is going to have to be Mike Tyson here, son, and defend for your life. You're going to have Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas coming at you. Dear boy. He's got a bit of a mission, isn't he, at the moment, old Rollo?
Let's hope there's no ear biting going on in here.
Hey. If it's David Rollo and he's got defending to do, he's going to bite for as much as you like, dear son. Stay on the right. He's going to come down at you. You've got to be careful. You've got to go through one and push that car and open up that steering. Because you don't want to give up the inside for two. Now open it up. That's it. Now lock up the inside. Go in. Force them a little bit wide. Bird did exactly what he needed.
Bird, I thought Bird was opening the door there for Simon. It's not going to take much of all. There he goes. It's not going to take much of a hole, and he's going to stick his nose in there for sure.
Oh, Bird's late on the brakes, Jamie.
He is late.
Oh.
He's sitting right there.
Late.
He sent that one. He was making sure that he was going to try to make sure he didn't get past right there.
Yeah, he went in so late, did Jamie Bird, and unfortunately, it was a little bit too late on that one.
Yeah.
Does he push off track with his stingers? Well, George has already sent a couple of people flying, caused a little bit of drama. Unfortunately, this is why he caused this drama. He come in, well, I'll tell you what, his stingers were out on this one, Harry.
Right there.
Yeah, watch this. He comes in like a flying machine. Brake, don't brake. Okay, steer in front. Hope for the best. He caused all the calamity, all the sort of carnage, and then he's the one that got away clean. Rollo's now got Edwards alongside. Edwards has just got probably lower wing, lower downforce, and a higher top end.
Yeah, well, everybody knows Simon runs them low downforce setups in his car, so he apparently he can drive a loose race car very well, and yeah, get him on those straightaways like that, and he just makes short work of it.
Yeah, it looks like he might get away here. What's Rollo going to be able to do on this one? It's just going to have to go for it now. Just pure send, isn't it? I think that's the thing.
He's got Jamie's behind him. If Jamie gets back up there, that's all Simon's going to need. David and Jamie start fighting, Simon will leave them.
Yep. I reckon you might be right. On board with Simon Edwards, who's done a great job. Lap 6 of 18, 6 down. I thought you would have got incident for cutting in front like that. What, an off track or an incident point? No, he'll get an off track. But it depends if the game's deemed that he's made contact. If he has, it's possible he might have picked up a 2x out of all of it. But iRacing system, to be honest with you, Harry, is so complicated that I couldn't even explain to you an IR and SR drop, mate. I'll tell you that much. Bird's trying to go through on the inside. He thinks better of it. Comes back the other way. Rollo's going to open it up. Nope, not this time. Lock the brakes. Get it into 2. Bird takes a wider line. He's going to try and go through here, Jim. But I can tell you what, Rollo again is either going to have to defend or let him go.
Yeah, well, it looked like Jamie was carrying a lot of speed there, the way he kind of took that outside line. I thought he was going to get a run on him, but apparently it was not enough. Rollo's doing his job, but yeah, I thought Jamie was going to get a little run there on him. I don't know. I'd be mirror driving with Jamie behind me. He's had a couple of brake issues in this race so far.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Bumped Phil off in the first race.
Oh, you bump him off. They may have hit somebody, hit each other, a bit of contact. So there we go. Phil was sitting there having a good old fight with Luke Crowley. Harry, the SR system is calculated using a formula that takes into account the number of corners driver completes, the number of incidents they accumulate, and their starting license class in SR, and their best performance. So if you can come up with whatever that means, I would be down for it. Because, Harry, I've been at this now for nearly 4 years, and I still don't understand how it works, Harry. It just confuses the living daylights out of me. Crowley's got a snap. Luke Crowley got a snap end. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle. And unfortunately, it jiggled and went round instead for Luke Crowley. On the grass he goes. Now we've just got this fight happening up front.
Isn't it amazing how it can go from good to bad in a week?
Yeah.
You know, Luke won the first race and was pushing hard to win the second race. I believe he finished second last week in the second race, and now it's just not his week this time.
Yeah,
it's a tough track for him, I guess.
I swear, Mike, you're even listening to the broadcast a long way back here, son, because you put, thank you for your sarcasm. I have 11. 11, just to clarify, fans. Safety rating, yeah, it's SR. You get safety rating to deem your license progression, and then you get IR when you win. Harry, is what's called a magic roundabout, because you go for IR and get the win and your safety rating drops. You go for safety rating to get the progress progression and your license rating drops because you don't fight as hard. So it's never a good idea, to be honest with you, Harry. And there's some people that I know that are like 6, 7K I rating but are on a B license because they've just been pushing their I rating. It's ridiculous. I can't explain it to you, Harry. I don't understand it. I just like the racing that goes on in it.
That's true. I'm the opposite of that. I've got high safety rating and low I rating.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what you mean. You're chasing safety rating, so you have a low I rating. Because you don't battle, you don't get involved, you don't block, you don't defend, you don't do all the things that can jeopardize you and get yourself knocked off. So you gain a great SR. You could be a 4.99 on an A license, but your I rating is below 1,000.
Oh, yeah,
because
sure.
that's how it works, you know. And I haven't done officials. I think it was since I got battered at Talladega, but then again, when you're doing Talladega in Draft Masters, I'm not quite sure what I expect, to be honest. I think it might have even been trucks that week as well, and that was even worse. But this is what I mean. I think you never match one to the other. I think you either end up with a bad SR and a great IR, or you end up with the other one. It's very... Yeah. I haven't really seen anybody with both. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard. That's hard. It's hard to be fast and win without having incidents, without running off courses, and without having little bumps with people as you pass them. That's hard.
Yeah, it is. And that's one of the things.
Yeah, I went for the safety rating because there were cars that I kept seeing in front of me that I wanted to drive, right? And it's actually a mistake. If I were giving anybody any advice, it would be not to push your safety rating. If you can't win in the license you're in, you don't need to move up yet.
Yeah. What license are these radical drivers? They're A and B, Harry. I've just looked at that very thing. Seth Brown is a 1800 IR and he's on a 2.1 B license. Jamie Bird is a 2,300 IR, 2,370 IR, and is on a B at 2.59. And Graham Matthews is a 1,489, so 1,000 nearly behind Jamie, and is on a higher SR of 4.12 on a B. So it really is a toss-up on what you do with it. Harry, I don't know if you've ever played iRacing, but to be honest, mate, once you start, you better have a nice little bank card ready, because it then does definitely end up you buying it all as well. So there you go. Y'all are actually winning these races. Well, I'm not, to be honest with you, mate. No, you don't want me in. I don't drive that often. The only thing I am going to do is go back and defend my Martinsville MX500 special event crown. That is it.
You know what? If for no other reason, you deserve that for the patience it took to win that race. That was absolutely the longest special event in the history of iRacing. Every one of those things lasted 4+ hours. How long was yours?
4 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And do you know what's worse?
That was what?
I had my spotter. A guy said, I'll spot with you. I said, yeah, mate, we're only going to do an hour. I said, because that's probably all I'm going to allow. So I want to try out my VR. And he went, okay, no worries. No. Got the VR all hooked up. 4 hours and 35 minutes later, I'm in VR, and I've gone from 34th or 35th, and I'm on the final lap in first place.
What a mess. I can only imagine. You must have felt like a go-kart driver getting into a Formula One car when you took that thing off. Your neck was so strong and hurting.
Oh, dude, don't. I felt like somebody had sucked my brain in, and I had such amount of sweat running off my forehead. It was unbelievable. George has told me how much you've spent on it. On what, Harry? I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't spent anything.
No.
My
wife's listening.
Yeah, Harry, don't do it. Don't get me in trouble. LJ, now 8 months, no wins. Dude, I think you... What class are you, LJ? What class are you? You tell me that one. As we're going 6 laps to go, we've got Gonzaga battling with Damien G. We do have a race still going on, but these guys were a little bit spread out while we were going off on our own little bit of waffle. Gonzaga's going to get him here. You're not going to hang around. Man of war, tentacles are waving. Through he goes. See you later. Gets stung. And off I go, says George Gonzaga. Through on Damien G. Locks up turn number 2. Gets it through. Great job from him, and now he should start opening up that gap. Rollo still managing just about to hang on to Simon Edwards. But
Jamie's right there, though.
No, sorry, he's got. That's where I was going, Jim. I made a mistake.
Jamie's
up behind David, and David's 5 seconds back here as well. So there we go. But yeah, great battling on that one. On iRacing, no, Harry, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me either.
No.
I only drive the free cars.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Don't you write the number down, Harry, either. You will get me in trouble. I can tell you that much.
For sure. I'll tell you what, if they mess around here too long, Jamie's going to sneak up there. I mean,
George
is going to sneak up there and get right in that fight because he's coming. Yeah. He's already shaved about a second off of it since he passed Damon. I think he was being held up.
Yeah, Damien G in 5th, George Gonzaga in 4th. What am I on about? I don't know, Harry. What are you on about? Behave yourself. Especially, don't know what you're talking about, Harry. Shush.
Clearly, he does not have iRacing, or he wouldn't be initiating any of this conversation.
No, he doesn't. But Jamie's locked in at 3rd place. Gonzaga's coming at 3.6. G at 1.2. C license, 1095 I rating. I run the GT4 cars usually. Well, LJ, all I can say, son, is go for a minute. Go after one or the other. If you want to go for your license, then go and, chill out mid-pack or at the back and... Don't take to the start from the pits. Do you know what, LJ? I would run whatever car is at Nordschleife. And my trick at Nordschleife is to sit in the pits for 30 seconds, let them all go down the road, crash into each other, and then by the time you poodle there on a Sunday drive, LJ, you'll be there and everybody be out the way. And I've been from last in the pit lane to second at Nords, and just by doing that very strategy. So, and then you get, because you do more corners at Nords, it's like 154 at Nordschleife, you get more I rating because you're doing more corners. No, more safety rating because you're doing more corners. Again, as I said, please don't ask me to explain it. I can't.
I'm currently doing that with 2 cars this week.
Yeah.
Both at the Nords. I'm doing the Spec Racer Ford, which is at Nords this week, and also the Lotus 79 Formula car is also at the Nords, which is a blast to drive there.
Yep.
It's like throwback to the Jackie Stewart days.
Yeah, that's what I would do, LJ. Do the Spec Racer at Nords, and watch everything you run there climb. You will be up to 1200 after probably one race because everybody will crash out. And as long as you don't make silly mistakes, mate, your SR will go up at the same time. So I would just generally run. You do it. I'll tell you what, LJ, do it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then let me know in 3 weeks' time how you get it on. Just run Nordschleife. Run the car, run Nordschleife. That's all you got to do.
That's so funny because that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't run anything else for like 2 weeks.
Nope.
Just whatever car was at the Nords, I ran it.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would run it too.
I love that track. Now I love that track now. Yeah. It's my favorite track.
If you're going just on Nords, you're doing 154 corners. Harry, I want to go to Nordschleife and then to Autobahn. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be absolutely amazing. We have to get a trip together, Harry, at some point. Depends if we're ever out there with George. So let's see. Bird here finally managed to close back in that gap. That time he lost, Jim. And Jamie Bird now has only just managed to lock back on. Edwards is out in front, to be blatantly honest. He's absolutely flying. He does look very much untouchable, doesn't he, currently at the moment, Simon Edwards?
Yeah, George is coming too, slowly. Yeah, Simon's walked away from him, but George has cut that lead down now. It started out at 4.5 seconds. It's now down to 2.5. So, but I don't know if he's got enough time to make it happen. But Jamie is giving Rolliston here, fixing to be giving him some fits, I think. Jamie's not done. He's going to make one more run at it. You can believe that.
Yep.
Just got to be smooth here and not make a mistake and lose that space again.
Yep, I agree.
And it's like we said early, before the race started, we talked about, did Rolliston have the ability to run up front? And absolutely. You know, we said it then, and now look at him. He's up here running in a solid second.
Yeah. He's doing a great job, and he's holding off as well, which is always good. And I think that's the thing for Rollo. You know, he's always been in and around, in and around the top, in and around the mid-pack. You know, Bird is in a different position. Bird is teetering on the edge of the fast guy pack. You know, he's quite faster than anything else, but he's teetering on the fast. Do you know what, Harry? I almost looked then as well when you typed Edwards is off. He is not off the side of the circuit, Harry. Behave yourself.
He's off, all right.
He's off down the road. He's off down the road. He ain't off.
9 seconds off.
So, you know, Bird's teetering on the edge of the fast guys. Rollo's teetering on the edge of being the fastest in the middle. You know, and I think if both of these have consistent races, you can see Bird up there. But Bird loses so much time for his midfield that Rollo opens up the gap and he can't make it back from 12 to 1. It doesn't seem to be possible for him. So although we've got Gonzaga coming out of Banshee rate of knots at 1.97, he's got the tentacles waving, he's got the waves behind him, and the tide's turned, and he's coming in quick as anything. You've also got Bird, who can't get this middle section right to get hold of Rollo on the run from 12 to 1.
Yeah, they both have sections of the track that are a little bit faster than the other one, and it kind of balances out in the end, and, you know, they're just kind of staying about a second apart, roughly.
Oh, Harry meant off down the road, not off the racetrack. I'll forgive you that one, Harry. It's fine. We've got one more lap to go. It looks like there's been a bit of drama for Graham Matthews. Michael LeMay had to jump back to the pit lane, and this is what he did. Oh, he just pulls over. No real reason at the moment. Just off he goes. What about Graham Matthews' incident? Coming into the left-hander here. Runs wide again. Not buried. Not got that right tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, let's pick up on your leader. He's not got many turns left to go. And he's gone out in front. He went from 10th to 1st. There you go. You absolute melon. Mike Bousson. Yeah, I'm a bit behind. I nodded off.
Well, that tells you how far off he is. He's about 20 minutes behind us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost forgot you said that. It was so long ago.
You absolutely wet melt. Right, here we go. Into 12. Simon Edwards is going to come through. He's going to start that final lap of the race, and then it's going to be over. Everybody is a little bit more spread out. No real dramatics taking shape at this moment in time. It's all about...
Gonzaga just passed Bird, it looks like. I've seen it on the timing tower.
Oh, he did. Oh, wonder if our Mr. Bird got a bit of a slowdown there, or did he make a mistake?
That looks awful slow-down-ish.
Yeah, but where did he get it? That's going to be the problem. I don't want to follow him for too long, because otherwise we're going to miss Edwards coming over the line.
Yes.
Give it a little bit of a whiz on. See if we can find where... Okay, here's Gonzaga. There's Bird. We're going through a really quick rate of knots now. Going to be able to do it. Or does he feel like he owes Gonzaga one? Or does he feel like he's done something wrong? I tell you what, we might have to try and find that after, because ladies and gentlemen, he's only got a couple of more corners to go. And he's doing a great job. Simon Edwards, really not enough superlatives for this man. When he gets going, he's going. And that's the thing as well. When he's gone, Jim. And now he's coming over the line to win race number 2. Simon Edwards, here we go. Done, and guess what? Done. Rollo should come over in second place. Great job from him.
Yeah, that was, Rollo had a great race there. Great race.
Yeah. Gonzaga comes over next. That's the third. So that's Edwards, Rolliston, and good old technical waving Man of War. Comes over the line. Seth Brown, JB Bird, all over the line together. Pick up on their ending. It looks like they had a little bit of a good one. That's up through Lukey Heights. We're following for the last little bit of this lap. That's Glover, Bird, and Brown.
Ooh, Phil's hanging it out there.
Yeah.
Phil had him a little drift going there in front of him.
I wonder, Bird has dropped back behind Phil, and I do wonder whether or not this is repaying favours here. Bird comes over the line. He's going to hold up Brown a little bit. Brown's going to try. Nope. Did not get through. But let's bring you up the results from the feature. I do wonder if Bird owes Glover a position from the first race. Simon Edwards is your winner. 11 seconds ahead of David Rolliston, with George Gonzaga in third, and Damien G, Phil Glover, fourth and fifth. Jamie Bird in sixth, and Seth Brown, Luke Crowley, Graham Matthews. Then you got Michael LeMay 9 laps down. Paul LeMay and Paul Clark unfortunately did not finish this evening racing. LJ, just to let you know, in about 55 minutes, the spec racers are running round Nord. So if you want to get yourself on, son, you got about 55 minutes. Let's bring Mr. Phil Glover into the booth for a quick chat with him here as well. Phil, welcome in, bud.
Now then, James.
Now then, Phil, how are you?
Not too bad, really, in the end.
Not too shabby? Happy?
Yeah. I got. I ended up being at the back of the pack, so to get to fifth, I'm quite happy with that.
Jamie Bird gave you a little nudge in race number 1, right?
He did, but to be really honest, Jamie then gave me the position back, or certainly didn't get in the way of me.
In race 2?
In race 2, so...
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah, really good bunch of lads here, and lasses when they join, not very often though, unfortunately. Bring back Martina, where is she?
I don't know.
I don't know. Real life gets in the way of sim racing, doesn't it?
It does, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
So,
there we go. But listen,
so I know you're going to ask me, where are we next week?
but you're going to tell me where we are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
We're at Okayama.
Oh, that's quite a short track, isn't it?
Well, we're on the full course, so we're not quite doing the merry-go-round spin right round baby circuit where you just literally have about 6 corners. We're doing the full Grand Prix.
Okay, well, should be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it should be. It'll be fun, won't it, if nothing else?
Yeah. Where's Mr. Bousson these days?
He's probably taking out a new utility bill contract to power all the 50 fans he's got on his PC.
I don't know how he cables all those up without them looking a mess.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. But I guess he lives in a volcano, Phil. That's why he needs all the airflow. I can't really answer that. Phil, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go tonight, mate?
Well, I just wondered what Jim thought to my effort.
I thought you had a good run, and I hated to see you get punted in that first race, but you had a nice run in the second race. You looked good. I saw you out there with the rear end hanging out, drifting a little bit. That was nice to see.
Yeah, my mum always used to tell me to pull my trousers up a bit. Anyway, on that bombshell, as Clarkson would say, I'll see you all next week in Japan, I guess.
Yeah, you take care, bud.
See you later.
See you
Bye.
later. Right, before we go into the podium place, I'm going to pick up with Mr. Paul LeMay, who I've just interrupted mid-conversation there. Finishes second in race 1, and he finished second from bottom in race number 2. Paul LeMay, welcome in, bud.
Nicely put, JP.
Thanks, mate. How are you, dude?
Yeah, a bit knackered after that, but yeah, not too bad, mate. Really pleased with race 1.
Yeah.
Gave it everything I could, but I just ran out of speed on the straight.
Yeah, he was quick.
Yeah, it was just locked out, and I just didn't make anything. So I was really trying to get out the last corner as quick as I could.
Yeah.
And get in the draft, but you know what Simon's like. He was pretty much perfect out the last corner. So you know, I just couldn't get close to him really. But tried everywhere else as much as I could, you know.
Yeah, it makes you sick just how perfect he is, isn't it?
It does. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, he definitely did as well. And I think, you know, going forward with him, it's always going to be tough. But, you know, race 2 didn't quite go so well. You had a very fast-flying Portuguese man that come hurtling through at a rapid rate of knots, and he caused a bit of chaos down there.
Yeah, I think I was just going to the left of Graham Matthew, and I think he saw me and then moved across towards the middle of the track to give me room, and then I just saw the Portuguese man rocket past us, mate, you know, and just this blur. So, but yeah, it's one of those things, mate. It's you know, very tight down at that hairpin. So one of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, mate, we're going to head to Japan next week for Okayama Grand Prix, the full one, thank God, not the little short one.
Awful place. Absolutely awful.
Oh, I don't think it's awful. Yeah, but it could have been worse. Could have stuck your Tsukuba.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oof.
Yeah, all right, mate, you got me there.
All right, mate, no worries. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, bud?
Yeah, Dave Rolliston. Yeah, I see he finished second in the feature, so yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, he'll be coming in after George on that one. But you take care, mate. Have a good one, bud, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Bye.
Take care, mate. Bye. Right, next up in the booth is the Portuguese man of war himself, Mr. Gonzaga, who come absolutely flying through. He caused a little bit of chaos. And then decided to go, well, I'm off to take a podium. So you boys carry on. Let's welcome him in here. George Gonzaga. George, welcome in, bud.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, it was an eventful. I need to look better at the incident with Paul. I'm not going to comment. I don't know. Until I see the replay, I'm not going to make an assessment. And then on race 2, it was crazy. Graham slowed too much. I think I might have braked a bit too late though. And I just wanted to get out of the way of everyone, and I saw a gap in between the cars, and I'm like, I'm going for it to try to avoid, and then Graham, I think this destabilized Graham, and he missed the brake. He locked up as well, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
I love the fact that you say destabilized him, George. I think you scared the living doo-doos out of him, mate.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you know, that was the thing. My priority was to try to get away from everyone and not do a bowling ball kind of situation. So, I went to the right and then I saw that there was a gap and I even put on the gas to try to get across as soon as possible. But yeah, I think everyone was not expecting that.
That explained why it looked like a rocket going through there now.
Yeah.
He gassed it up.
Well, that's the thing. It was either that or locking up and become a wall for everyone to crash into. So I decided to just pull the beans and just go for it. And I saw the opening and it was like, oh, I can fit in there. So let's go for it. So yeah, that was a funny one.
If gap car for George Gonzaga. So there we go. On that one. George, thanks so much for joining us, bud. It's a pleasure as always. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I need to shout out to Jamie for oh god, no, I'm missing the selfless act he did right now with Phil because of their incident. shout out to him. That's kind of the racecraft and the mentality we want to see on the leagues, and that was a perfect example. So a big thumbs up for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing. George, take care, buddy, and I'll see you at Okayama next week.
Cool. See you guys. Bye.
Later, mate. Right, next up is Mr. David Rolliston. He started in pole in race number 2 and then finished in second. But it was a 10th in race number 1 and a pole in race number 2. I'm sure he'll bank that one. And he finished second. But let's bring him in, Mr. David Rollo. David, welcome in, bud.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
Oh, I'm very well. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yes, yeah, very rare for me to be in here talking to you, isn't it? Second place. I'm surprised myself.
Yeah, but you did a great job, didn't you?
0x as well, that second race. Yeah, kept it going nicely. A bit fortunate with some of that. I think there was some big thing happened behind to hold some people back, wasn't there? So just get into the zone.
Yeah, why not? Get in, found yourself on the front row, you extended a gap, and then unfortunately, Simon Edwards and Jamie Bird come at you like a rate of knots.
Yeah, I was confident I could keep Jamie at bay if I just kept my head, but Simon's different level, isn't he? I mean, his braking and car control and the way he gets the speed exiting corners as well. I knew he was going to do me on the straight. I thought, yeah, it was game over as soon as he was alongside me with a quarter of a mile to go.
Yeah, he's got some speed, unfortunately, and he that low downforce, skinny wing he runs, but still a great effort from you, David. Off to Okayama next week, mate. GP circuit, what do you reckon?
I better get on there, practice. I'm trying to remember which one it is. Yeah, I think I've done Okayama a few times before.
I think so.
Should be good.
Yeah, I think everybody did it in their rookie class, Dave. Was it a long time ago?
It was for me.
Anyway, mate, tell me about it. Anyone you want to shout out, bud, before we let you go?
Gosh, all those folk that are missing, get back into the Radical. But how about Colin Wynn? Not seen him for ages. Hope he's doing well.
I haven't spoken to Colin for a very long time, bless him. But maybe I'll reach out and check that he's all right there, Dave. But take good care, mate, and I'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Right, next up, we've got a list here. What is going on? We're going to have a quick chat with Mr. Seth Brown, who's in the interview room. I don't know if you wanted to talk to me, but I pulled him in anyway. Seth, welcome in.
Hello, you're right.
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm okay. That was I mean, I don't even know who I was racing. I wasn't really with it. Damien G at some point, but I was very slow.
Yep.
Yeah. What was that about? I don't know.
I can't help you on that one, mate.
I
don't really know. There was a couple of occasions tonight, Seth, where a few people looked really slow. But I don't know if that had something to do with the fact that just the likes of Edwards, Paul LeMay, George was there, and they all looked speedy. I can't really answer that question, dude.
I sort of did I did a little practice to the weekend, and I set sort of an okay time, and I thought, that'll do. And I guessed it wasn't enough, and I didn't concentrate on setting the car up, and paid for it. Turned up half an hour before the start of the race, and then went, oh no, everybody's really fast. So to get third was kind of good luck, but I'm quite happy with the quality of my racing. I think didn't make a lot of mistakes. Felt good, but just didn't have the pace.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think there's just certain racetracks you feel fast and certain racetracks you feel slow, unfortunately. And Phillip Island just looks like it was a bit of a struggle for a couple of people, Seth. But we do head off to the wonderful world of Okayama GP circuit next week.
All right. Yeah, those hairpins. Yeah, fine.
It'll be all right. You've only got a couple. It's only in the infield.
Hang on. There's 1, 2. Well, there's kind of 4 horrible corners, isn't there?
Yeah, that is the infield. That's it.
Yeah, basically.
That's literally all you're getting, isn't it? That infield there and nothing else. So, and then you just go whizzing around the outside. It'll be fine, Seth.
No, I don't mind Okayama. I think it's quite a nice track. So yeah, look forward to that.
All right, mate. No worries. Well, fella, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I'm going to give an unshout out to Donald Trump because he's an Well, let's not say what he is.
Oh, I think we're up for a debate, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Seth, have a good one, bud.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I tell you, we're not getting it political here. I tell you, one man who he's going to get political because he didn't see anybody to race with in race number 2. Nice little tiny battle with Paula May in race number 1, and he did a great job coming from 10th to win the race in race number 2. Is the course. The man himself is Simon Edwards. Simon, welcome in.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I finally got through the list there, mate. I'm sorry to get you.
No, that's all right.
I've never seen so many in the booth.
Yeah, well, it was one of those races where there was lots of people doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, and there was lots of people struggling. Seth said he looked really slow tonight, but you looked rapid as always.
It's one of my tracks. Do you know, just one of those tracks that you gel with. So you're prepared to pump a few laps in, hot lapping to get your setup right. So I've done that over a couple of nights for a couple of hours ago, just because I like hot lapping the track. I don't know why. I just like it.
It's just one of them circuits, isn't it? That gives you that sense of achievement when you get right, and then is the nightmare when you get it wrong and you never seem to be able to get it right. But for you, your setup seemed comfortable. You know, you seem to have pace, and you got it right all night.
Yeah, I compromised a tiny bit of pace out of what I could have got out of the setup for longevity through the run, if you know what I mean. So I was still happy with the pace, and Paul managed to pull his pace in practice up to mine. So it was good. I had somebody to race with. Yeah. I think on the track, I think the reason I like it is it feels like a real place. I think that's what I'd say.
Like a real place? What do you mean?
It doesn't feel like you're on... When you're in other tracks, you don't really... I'm in VR. So because of its up and down nature, and you can see the sea in the distance, the little ship on it, it just feels a bit more like it's a real place when I'm driving it.
Oh, okay. I never really looked at it like that, to be honest, Simon. Right. Okayama GP next week. Everybody knows that one, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a real place to me, that one.
No.
It's one of my pet hates. It's because I could never get a good result there when I was in the Skip Barber a lot, early in years and years ago, 10 years ago. So it's just one of those that's gone into my mind as being a negative track. So we'll see. Hopefully Luke's back on form. He's struggling today.
Yeah, he did say something about he had to set up wrong gearing or something as well. So as Jim picked up.
Yeah, a lot of people had gone, which works in most places, as the short gear stack. But I'd gone long gear stack. It's one of the reasons why I kept pulling in front of Paul again down the straight, because he was just hitting the... I could tell he was on short, so as soon as I got to 262 kilometers an hour, I could just pull in front of him because there's no way he's going any faster. Yeah. So and I could pull another 8 kilometers an hour out of it.
Yeah, well, I think some of them probably learned a vital lesson tonight from Mr. Edwards. Anyone you want to shout out there, fella, before we let you go?
I'm going to shout out to Paul for some bad luck. I haven't seen exactly what happened, but I got the luck of... I must have, got a 4-leaf clover somewhere hidden because I got really lucky there and just nipped up the inside of the chaos.
Yeah, well, there was a very flying Portuguese man, do we say, coming at an absolute rate of knots. And he did say in the interview, he said, I may have unsettled him. I said, George, I think you scared the living daylights out of everybody. Not unsettled him. And then it just caused a big calamity. But there we go. Simon, have a good one, bud, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Take care, mate. Well, there you go, Jim. Another evening done, and we fly off to the sunny heights of, I don't know, it might not be flying, of the wonderful world of Okayama.
That's good. I like Okayama. I think it's a good track. So I think these cars will be fun there too. So should be some exciting racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that's going to bring this one to an end. And don't forget, join us a little bit later on when we've got the main sim racing series with NASCAR Slingers. They're in the late model stocks. And you got myself and Alex Goldsmith doing the NARS at Daytona. So 1.5 hours of Daytona. So join us for that one. But I've been JP, I've been alongside Mr. Jim Cunningham here this evening. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.